it's a coming attraction of what is coming next.
Who's Mamdani?
Zohran Mamdani, the Muslim communist that is running for mayor in New York City.
Well, I'll tell you what scares me is his whole movement, and to some extent the left, the denial of the reality of the human being. So now he's out there saying violence is just a construct. There's no such thing as violence. And he's going to, let me assure you, humans are violent. Throughout history, not a construct. Before we had language, we had violence, I promise. And he's going to turn Rikers Island into a social model rehab unit for criminal rehabilitation. And I'll make a prediction right here. I'm going to make a prediction. There will be violence at Rikers Island, and there will be some sort of uprising, takeover, or something within 2 years of them doing this little experiment. So that'll be something to look forward to. And the scariest thing of all, forget the economic impact. Just allowing crime to run amok in the city has always been the worst idea in the world.
I'm pretty sure this all was the plot of Dark Knight Rises, but why don't we throw to the clip before Jillian jumps back in? Why don't we throw to the clip that she mentioned? So this is Charlie Kirk. I actually missed this because I was off the grid back in August. He was on Tucker Carlson talking about what could potentially lead to a rise of someone like Mamdani.
The rise of Mamdani should be it's a coming attraction of what is coming next.
Who's Mamdani?
Zohran Mamdani, the Muslim communist that is running for mayor in New York City, who obviously there's a whole rabbit hole we can go down there. He just looks kind of be like central casting, and his ideas are terrible. He wants the city to run the grocery stores, all that. But I think everyone's not everyone, but most people are missing the point of really what this is. This is yet another distress signal by young people to say, hey, if you're not going to fix our life economically, we're going to get very radical politically. Now, let's take a step back. President Trump won the youth vote in many states across the country, in many battleground states. Now, Tucker, 12, 13 years ago when I started Turning Point, if you would have told me that a Republican running for the presidency would be winning the youth vote in Michigan and in Arizona, I'd say, no way. It's an incomprehensible accomplishment of what President Trump was able to do. One of the reasons he was able to win younger voters, and younger men, especially in big numbers, is that they were trying to get their leaders' attention. They said, hey, this guy, Donald Trump, he is pledging to go fix our economic anxiety. He is loud. He is going to get your attention. Donald Trump was a distress signal by a lot of young people, especially young men, that were stuck in a credit-centric renter economy. And again, this is what is the rise of Mamdani. It's just another iteration of this, only from the left.
I said it on my show this morning, but as every day goes by, I miss him more and more. And Jillian, I think the crazy part here is that Charlie was the off-ramp of craziness for young people to bring them to freedom and liberty and the things that we all care about. And now we don't have him, but yet what he prescribed right there, or what he was warning about, has now come to fruition, and we don't have him.
We're gonna jump into the what has been filling his void since we lost him in just a minute. But I want to address a few things about Mamdani real quick. Dave, you said, what has he accomplished? Do you notice how he leads with being a Muslim? And then he constantly is like, oh, after 9/11, my aunt wasn't safe in her hijab. And there's no such aunt. It was completely made up. He leads with that. So everybody then takes the bait and goes after the things he said regarding the fact that he's Muslim, or he supports the Holy Land Five, who are the guys, as mentioned, that went to jail for backing Hamas. And I'm wondering if this isn't some sort of a red herring. So nobody actually addresses his policies, and then they can shut down critics by going, Islamophobic. That's what you are, when he's the one who's leading with, I'm Muslim. And it's like, no one cares, dude. And if we're actually looking at the things this guy is proposing to do, as you mentioned, Dave, we've done it. There have been test cases for this in New York in particular. But what's scarier is that it won't be what you saw in the 70s, because now capital is mobile. In the 70s, you couldn't work remotely from Zoom. New York going to lose roughly 1 million people. Think about how much money that's going to be tax dollar wise. So It's not that you think you're going to improve the city with 2% more. You're going to lose money, not make it, because people are going to flee. We're seeing it already. And in the 70s, you didn't have a massive influx of people who are here illegally. Now you do. So those two elements are going to crush the city far worse than it was crushed in the 70s, I think. And last but not least, Dr. Drew, you brought up prisons, right? Concerned about the socialist piece, obviously. But what concerns me more, and I hope this isn't too much of a sidebar, but I don't know if you guys saw the man who killed the Ukrainian immigrant girl being sentenced. Did you guys see this?
No.
Did he finally get sentenced this week? I didn't even.
Or not sentenced, or like they're telling him what they're going to go after him for. Like, we're going to go after the death penalty. You're doing life in jail. And he collapses to the ground sobbing. Now, hear me out. I'm not some sort of like moronic, progressive wokester, but I felt my heart break. And I realized like this guy is actually, he is mentally ill, period.
Correct. Yeah.
Dr. Drew, he's not evil. He's ill. And if you listen to the things he said to his sister afterwards, and he's like, they were in my brain. Like, he's insane.
Yeah.
He regrets it. He's unhinged. If he had been in prison where he belonged, and even his mother said he shouldn't have been let out of prison. His sister said he shouldn't have been let out of prison. He hopefully would have gotten treatment that he needed. And both the girl and him would be alive, presuming he does get the death penalty. Mamdani is for abolishing prisons. I mean, this is the stuff you're going to see. And one last thing on this, because someone said to me, oh yeah, we're all going to be fine. And it's like, you might be fine, but I just did some piece with Leland Vittert about how California moved to get rid of the ability for police, an anti-loitering law, right? So now prostitution is legal on the streets of Los Angeles, but it prevents cops from getting involved, and young children who are, essentially falling through the foster care system are being trafficked by gangs, and cops can do nothing about it.
Well,
And
everyone knows it too. We all know it.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this is what wokeism begets. This is what these progressive policies beget when they outrun reality and is the most vulnerable that get hurt. So, Ruff, I'm so sorry. I know you wanted to keep this positive, but these are real concerns, and I hope to God that they play out differently.
Well, Jillian, first of all, how dare you? Serious mental illness is just a construct. You don't know, how can you possibly? Who are you to say that just because somebody has voices in their head, they're not living their best life? Number one, and number two, those are sex workers, my dear. Those are people making a living. They have no other option because of capitalism. And trust me, that this is the great state of California. Welcome to California.